one, always keep God first. Always dive into your faith, because that's something that's gotten me through everything. My relationship with the Lord has always helped me find a way. That's number one. I would say keep a strong support system. My family has always been supportive. My mom and dad have always sacrificed certain things. All of that stuff means a lot. So definitely find your support group, whether it's family or whether it's not. I would also say, obviously, from a basketball standpoint, you want to be as invested as you possibly can be. You want to be a gym junkie. You also want to be a film junkie. Learn as much as you can every single day. I found that I was applying basketball to real life the whole time. So, like, every day I was learning something, even when I wasn't on the court. And I think that's really big, really, really huge. And then last, I would say, just stay confident. Stay confident and remember the fact that you love this game. So even if you want to take it somewhere, it all has to center around the fact that this is a love, this is a joy. So don't make it a job before it's a job.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? Everything's all good. How you doing?
Good, good. Same here. Well, I'm really happy to have you on the podcast today. I'm glad you could join. So, we're just here to talk about your journey, as you know. So, let's take it from the top. What initially got you into basketball in the first place?
Cool. Well, really, basketball, I've always just been attracted to it. I've always just gravitated towards it. I started like playing or getting involved with basketball when I was 3. So like really
Okay.
like my whole life. Nobody had to coerce me or like convince me, or it just kind of came natural. I just naturally fell in love with it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's kind of the same way. But yeah, that's good to hear you've been playing for a pretty long time. So, was there a point in your adolescence where you realized, like, oh, I want to take this seriously, or was it always like that?
Um, I think like right around the time that I started to play AAU, which was
Mm-hmm.
about like 11, maybe 12 years old, I kind of was like looking around at my peers and like, oh, like this is like a real thing. Like it's not
Right.
just for fun like I thought it was. Because
Mm-hmm.
I had no prior knowledge. Like there's people who start AAU like early, like 7 years old, and I didn't know
Mm-hmm.
anything about it. So when I got started with AAU and like travel teams, I was kind of like introduced to the bigger picture of it all. So I was like, oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, I want to dive into this for real.
Okay, okay. So like going on with AAU, I know you play, so you played throughout high school, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so walk me through the process of you being able to play in college and how that experience was.
Oh man. Um. So initially, I didn't think I would actually get the chance because I had dropped the ball in the classroom heavily.
Mm,
So my confidence was a little shaky. I didn't think I would get the chance. And then I had like an open run with my mentor. His name is we call him Doyle, Bucky Fam Doyle. He's out in Brooklyn. We had some open runs, and Coach Tommy Guerin from BMCC at the time, he came and watched me play in that open run, and from there they kind of convinced me to apply to BMCC and play college basketball. So that whole experience was I don't even know how to explain it. Like it was obviously a blessing in disguise, but I didn't really have any plan going in. I kind of just last minute was like, all right, I'm gonna just keep playing basketball. I'm gonna go to school. Um,
mhm,
they were telling me like, you can turn this into a bigger thing, take this community college and go to a 4 year, and they had big plans, but I kind of was just like, going with the flow, just want to keep playing basketball. So I just went, and it turned out to be probably the biggest blessing. So
mhm.
yeah, I just went and played pretty well, performed well.
Okay,
History.
that's good. That's good. So you're saying you kind of like going into college and just hold that whole process kind of just for the love of the game, and then you kind of started to take it more seriously.
Like literally, even the school aspect, I still was attached to a lot of the bad habits that like I was doing in high school. So like even the
Mm,
school part, I didn't even really take it as serious as I should have. Like I kind of went and
mm,
I was a liberal arts major because I didn't know what I wanted to major in. In my head, I was
mhm.
majoring in basketball. So it's like I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna just go. So I had to figure that out as I, got older and matured and figured out after the basketball stops bouncing, like, what do you want to do? So
Hmm.
that all came after. But initially, yeah, I was just going with the flow because I wanted to play.
Right. Okay, okay, yeah, that's good to hear. And honestly, like even watching your game and talking about how like initially it was more for the love of the game, you can tell you're having fun. You can tell, you're trying stuff out there. And so I admire that about your game.
Thank you.
Sure, for sure. So go a little bit more deeper into the college experience and just the actually playing part. How did it differ from high school and how were you able to adapt and kind of play at that higher level?
Um, for me, the the athleticism was different. Like
Hmm.
in high school, I was probably like the most athletic kid on the court. Granted, I was a lot smaller, but the athleticism like played in my favor. I was quicker, I was jumping higher, things like that. And then when I got to college, it kind of took me by surprise that even in guys that weren't as athletic as me, like they were using their IQ to like get stops or frustrate me or put me in uncomfortable positions. So I had to adapt really quickly to that if I wanted to be
Hmm.
successful. Um, my first year, I had a really, really rough preseason. Like it was really rough. I was turning the ball over a lot of charges because I was like just doing like a lot of things that were undisciplined. Like I was jumping from the free throw line, trying to finger roll, and people just sliding in and taking charges. So like things like that, like people were thinking a lot quicker. Guys were more disciplined. Guys were sticking to their game plans. So like those are things that I didn't get to see as much in college. I mean in high school, excuse me.
Hmm.
So like those were the biggest adjustments I had to make going into college.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I can see that. And like, I wanted to ask, how were, when you're talking about making adjustments and stuff like that, of course, you have a really entertaining game and it's really fun to watch. But whenever you're going to these new teams, I'm sure you've played for a few different coaches. How are
Yeah.
you able to adapt to the various different like playing styles, but still kind of play your game?
Uh that stems from my dad. From day one, like my dad always told me, like you have to be adaptable. Like that's the best thing for any sport, but definitely basketball, which is a team sport. Like, so he always tried to keep me humble, but
Hmm.
give me confidence at the same time, so that if I'm the guy on the team, I'm ready, and if I'm the 12th guy on the team, I don't think I'm too big to be the 12th guy on the team. So he always wanted
Hmm.
to keep me even keel mentally, and then on the court, I was short like my whole life. So like in my head,
Hmm.
I'm thinking I'm just a guard. But my dad always set aside time for post work, defense, perimeter work, like everything. Because he's like, you don't know where you're gonna end up. You don't know what kind of player you're gonna be. So you have to
Right.
be able to be plugged into any kind of system, any kind of coach. So those are the things that really help me to just adapt to any environment or any coach that I'm playing under, and just
Mhm.
try to contribute.
Okay, yeah, that's really good, and I feel like that's some good advice even to take for a younger hooper like me, like just being adaptable and working on all of those skills, all five positions and stuff like that. So
Absolutely.
that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. So talk to me a little bit about growing up. What was your kind of training regimen like, and how did that change as you got to college and then to the pros?
So my dad started me on like an actual training regimen probably when I was seven, about 7 years old, 8 years old. I had already been, investing my own time in basketball and being connected to basketball through my own curiosity. But then my dad kind of saw like, oh, he actually is into this. So my dad was a basketball lover. So he was like, okay, if you're into it, we're gonna pour into it, but you gotta be like really willing to do everything
Mhm.
I'm telling you. So
Right.
we made that agreement, and my dad on weekends he would take me out to the park, and we would do like a whole from about 6 7 a.m. to about 10 11. We would just do a whole workout. We would start with conditioning, And like I said, we would go to perimeter work. We would get some post work, work on some defensive tactics, and then from there like recovery, making sure my body's okay, and just that was pretty much it early. And then
Mhm.
my dad also had like his own knowledge of the game. He didn't play college and all these things, so he didn't have like the techniques that a coach would have. But
Mhm.
his he was invested in me, so he definitely did his best, and it was super beneficial. Um, and then once I got to high school and college, things changed a little. It was more like tailor made towards my body and my game, the things that we worked on. Um, and obviously, it was more frequent. Like in college, we had practice at BMCC about 6 days a week. So that's a lot of gym work. That's a lot of time to
Right.
be able to dedicate to your craft. So that was actually I liked it, but it was also difficult just to adjust to putting your body through that every day.
Mhm.
But in the long run, it definitely helped. I met Coach Mike Hussein at BMCC, who was like he's a wizard in terms of like player development. Uh, I had some holes in my game that he like fine tuned, specifically like my jump shot. He broke the mechanics all the way down. We started from scratch, and he really, really fixed it. So big shout out to Mike. But yeah, those are the things that like really stand out in terms of my training regimen.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. It's always good to have help. Always good to have someone to help you work on like holes in your game despite like not having a bias or anything like
Right,
that, just
right.
giving it to you straight.
And also even the things that I was good at, he didn't let me stay complacent. He didn't let me get comfortable. He always was like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, you can dribble, but we're gonna keep hammering it. We're gonna keep working on it." Um,
Mhm.
and just like I said, my dad always preached like be humble. So like I was really good at taking constructive criticism,
Mhm.
regardless of how it made me feel. Um,
Right.
so I think that's a big thing towards getting better. You always got to be open to like hearing some things you don't really want to hear and applying it.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. I can definitely relate to that, especially in the impact that your dad had in kind of nurturing your love for the sport and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about, so I know this is your first pro experience, right?
Uh,
Or like
tech,
overseas,
technically, yeah, yeah.
technically. Okay, so talk to me about what basketball was like for you before coming to Costa Rica. So what was your journey like, I guess, coming out of college and during that time frame?
Ooh, coming out of college, I left college basketball a year early,
Mm.
um, and I tried my hand in the ABA.
Okay.
I think a lot of it had to do with the situation. So after BMCC, I went to York, played a year, and then my coach ended up leaving and going to a different school. And it kind of made me feel like, you know what, maybe I should take a different route. So
Mhm.
I got invited to a tryout for the ABA. I made it. So from there, I was like, all right, I'm not playing college basketball. This is gonna be the route I take. Um, I played for a year, and then everything kind of stalled. I was
Mm.
I had film, but nobody was really invested or interested. So I kind of was just sitting on film, playing tournaments, playing local leagues, staying in shape, staying ready. I feel like a part of me kind of was like, maybe it's just not going to happen. So I was
Mhm.
playing for the love, the joy. Um, and then I got the call about Costa Rica
Mhm.
about, I think it was about 2 years after. So yeah, I think that was 2 years ago. So I got the
Okay.
call, and then it was a really quick decision I had to make. I think I had about 2 weeks to get everything done. So I had to
Mhm.
expedite passports and everything like that. But I felt like it was worth it. So I went for it.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's definitely a blessing in disguise. I hear from a lot of I'm talked to a lot of like overseas players and stuff. So I want to hear it from you. Do you think the whole concept of staying ready in your journey, do you think that had played like a big part? Yeah,
Absolutely.
of
Absolutely.
course.
Like I said, not knowing like if the break was gonna come or not, I could have just like shut it down and been like, it is what it is, do something else. But
Mhm.
the decision to play, obviously for the love, but also to stay ready, I think is like probably the most important decision you can make because
Mhm.
you never know when this opportunity is going to hit and what it could turn into. You don't want to get the opportunity and then you're the reason it doesn't work. So
Right.
control what you can control, which is preparation. Stay ready, stay in the gym, continue to work, try to get better every day. All the cliches. But yeah, definitely, I think staying ready is the most important thing. Sure.
That's good. Yeah, no, I definitely hear that from a lot of people and even from myself, just the concept of staying ready, especially being here in Costa Rica. You can, stack film and stuff, but it's not the same as going to like circuits and
Right.
AAU and stuff like that. So,
And it's funny because again, it all comes back to my dad. Like, he was telling me the same thing. You got to be ready, whether you're the best player on the team or whether you're the 12th man on the team. Like, you just got to be ready because you don't know when your number's going to be called. So,
mhm,
got to be available and ready.
definitely, definitely, I can agree with that. So, tell me about like your environment. I know you're coming from New York and stuff like that. So, tell me how the culture of New York basketball, how did that shape you as a player?
Yeah. Wow. New York basketball definitely. I would say it made me who I am as a basketball player. Uh,
Mhm,
Gritty, obviously flashy, but like productive. Like in New York is a heavy basketball town, obviously. Um,
mhm,
there's courts on every corner. Everybody's knowledgeable about the game. Everybody, is involved in the game, picks up a basketball. So you can't get on the court in, in New York if you're not ready. So it definitely made me mentally stronger, tougher, gave me a lot of heart, and gave me a lot of confidence too, like a lot of swag, a lot of confidence. So
mhm.
definitely it made me a big reason why I am who I am today as a basketball player.
Wow, yeah. No, I definitely see where you're coming from. Do you think it like nurtured like more of a competitive edge like for
Absolutely.
you?
Absolutely. I
For
used
sure.
to, so after our workouts with my dad, I would try to get on the court with the adults. I'm like,
Mhm,
7 through 10 years old. I'm trying to play. They would not take it easy on me. Like it wasn't like,
mm,
I'll let little man play. Like I had to really earn time on the playground. So yeah, I think it made me more competitive. It gave me a lot of fire. Um,
mhm,
it also like helped me be okay with certain rejection and like working around it. So yeah, I think
mhm.
I think definitely it made me a very, very intense competitor.
That's good. Yeah. And I feel like being from an environment like that, you can't teach it. You kind of have to
At all.
like grow into it.
Yeah, you would have to go through it. Like that's
Mhm,
the only way you would like gain the attributes that I'm talking about. You got to be in the fire to know. Like I
mhm.
can't explain it to you better than that.
Yeah, that's really good. And you can tell it really sets you apart as a player. Like just the way you
Absolutely.
play in general and the confidence, and you can definitely see that.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. So going into more of like the mental part and the mindset, what is your mindset going into these games, especially like present day, like we're seeing you play? What is your mindset before that?
Uh, my mindset before every game, honestly, it's been the same for a long, long time. It's just play hard because you don't know when the ball's gonna stop bouncing for you. Like you don't know. Any day could be your last day playing basketball, last day breathing, let
Mhm.
alone basketball. So definitely
Right.
number one for me is play hard, give 110%. Um,
Mhm.
after that, my mindset is each game is different. So I have to see what this particular game needs from me in order to help contribute to winning.
Mhm.
I'm big on winning. I like to win. I don't know anybody
Yeah.
who doesn't, but for me, it's like I don't know, I guess you would call it an obsession, but like
Mhm.
I try to find every way I can win. So that's probably the next thought process I go through. Some games is scoring, some games is defending, some games is getting guys involved, crashing the glass, whatever. But that's probably the next thought process I go through. And then last is just the joy, just have fun, enjoy
Mhm.
the game I love. And if I can do those three things, I feel like I played good.
Yeah, that's good. That's definitely a good mindset to have. Of course, we all like, want to win, but a lot of people don't necessarily think that like in the forefront of their brain, like, oh, we're trying to win, you know?
Absolutely. And also
Yes.
I think it's tough for guys who are in certain positions to think about winning when, like you said, we want to stack film and stats and all this. There's so many things that can like cloud people's mind. For me, I've always been good at pushing that to the side and keeping the main thing the main thing. The main thing to me is winning. So
For sure. Yeah. And again, you can definitely see that when watching you play. So, talk to me a little bit about, I guess, your career in general. I know we've talked a little bit briefly about, the trials and tribulations you've been through. So talk to me a little bit about a point in your career that you can think of where you faced adversity and what you were able to get from it, what it taught you in the long run.
I have faced a lot of adversity in my career, in my life. Um, I think the two biggest moments for me, wow, that's hard. But I can give you
Mhm.
two. The first was like losing offers and losing interest from schools when I started to mess up my grades. I had a couple low level D1s, some D2s, and I was young and started to get a little big headed, thinking, okay, I'm good. I don't have to continue to work hard in the classroom. And then like the reality hit, like the work wasn't done. Even if I kicked my feet up, the work wasn't done. So like when those things got taken away from me, I was able to ground myself again, get back into that humble space and like just say, you know what? This obviously sucks. It hurts, but like I won't let it be the defining factor for me. So like
Right.
I had to get up and get back on the horse. It was definitely difficult. It was difficult every day knowing that I was the reason it was happening. Um, and knowing that, you don't get a second chance at these things. I could have blown opportunity
Mhm.
that could change my whole family's life. So it sucked, but I had to. What it taught me was more resilience. It taught me like never say never. Like it's not done. Just because you fell
Right.
off or you veered off the path, it doesn't mean you can't, right the ship. So that gave me a little bit of resilience. Um, and then another situation was in 2020. I had what 2021 probably, I believe, but I had a kidney transplant. So I was out of commission, no basketball, no nothing for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. So it was tough. I didn't know if I was ever going to play again. I didn't know if I was going to live, let alone play. So it was a lot of dark times, but I had the motivation to get back on the court. That was probably my biggest motivation.
Mhm.
I used to annoy my doctors with that question every day. Am I going to play? Am I going to play?
Mhm.
But that again, it taught me to just value every day, value every moment as its own. Like obviously we all want to think about the future and what's next and prepare for what's next, but sometimes you got to be present and just enjoy it while you're there. So
Mhm.
that's something I learned from that situation.
Wow, yeah, that's really inspiring to hear. Yeah, I know, like, athletes and even in life, it's like we face a lot of adversity. So I think it's really inspiring and great to hear how much it differs from each person.
Yeah,
Like everybody had something that, represents them and like why they do what they do and how they are. So it's great to hear that.
definitely.
And that's great. Like now you're hooping, you're playing and you're back on the court. Not only that, but you're succeeding in it. So
Right.
that's great to hear, right?
It helps to make it all feel even more worth it. I feel like
Mhm.
if it was just a straight easy journey, you would take it for granted. So I never want to change any of my trials and tribulations. I kind of just embrace them, and like you said, it makes me who I am. So I appreciate
Mhm.
being unique.
Of course. Yeah, yeah, that's great. It's really inspiring. So, we're gonna wrap it up with 5 quick questions. The
Sure.
first question is, who's on your pregame playlist?
Ooh, I got a lot of I got a lot of Lil Wayne. I got a lot of
Mhm.
Kendrick. Um, believe it or not, I got a lot of Michael Jackson. Man, I have like a whole mashup of people. I got a lot of Jadakiss. I got some Tame Impala in there, which he's an
Mm,
artist.
okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah. I got a lot of a mixture of things. So
Mhm. That's good. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, whatever gets you in that mode. I mean, everybody's different.
I
Yeah.
think,
Okay.
I think when people see me pregame, they assume I'm listening to like some NBA
All
YoungBoy,
right.
which sometimes I am, but
Uh-huh.
you'll be surprised. A lot of times it's like the opposite.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, everybody's different. You never even know like what they're listening to.
Fact. That's a fact.
So next question is, what have been your favorite shoes to hoop in?
My favorite shoe, personally, to hoop in, people gonna laugh at me, but it's cool. Um, the Reebok Answer fours.
Really? Wow.
Absolutely, those feel amazing on my feet. They give me a different boost in confidence. I
Mm,
can't even explain it. It feels amazing when I'm playing in those. So those are my favorite, for sure.
okay. Okay, yeah, that's different. I might have to look into that, you know?
Yeah, those is dope.
That's cool. That's cool, that's cool. So, like, I know you've played, obviously being in an environment like New York, growing up around there, and then now being in Costa Rica. I'm sure you've played in a lot of parks, a lot of environments. What has been your favorite environment so far to play in?
Mm, I like toxic environments. Like I like environments that could like fuel me.
Mhm.
So like honestly, I think Dykeman probably was like the best because there was a lot of people rooting against me, a lot of people like screaming and cursing, and it kind of riled me up. It makes me take my game to another level. So I'll probably stay at home and say Dykeman.
Okay, okay. Would you say you're someone who kind of feeds off of the hate and feeds off of the heckling and stuff?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think some people have told me it's a problem, but I think I take everything personal so that
Mhm.
it's like another thing on my billboard. Like
Right.
it helps me though, so I love it. I love when it happens.
Yeah, that's super dope. Yeah, especially when you're getting into different environments like in Costa Rica, it's obviously going to help you because these
Yeah,
people don't even know you. They just want their team to win,
at
you know?
all, at all. And I don't even a lot of the times I don't know what they're saying to me, but I know it's hostile.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, okay,
Exactly.
taking it personal.
Mhm. Yeah, that's good trait to have because then it makes it even more entertaining if you're going
Yeah,
off and all this chaos.
for
Yeah.
sure.
For sure. So, even talking about Costa Rica, what do you think is something that playing here so far has taught you?
Um, I think it has taught me it's taught me different ways to like be a leader
Mhm,
as obviously there's some language barrier. There are some cultural differences. So like there are certain ways that I could get through to one person that I can't use the same tactic to get through to another person. So like it's
mhm,
made me a bit of a chameleon as a leader. Um,
mhm,
and also I think it's added to the whole like adversity thing. Like
mhm.
playing in different environments in Costa Rica, it feels different, So you still have to be mentally locked in, mentally prepared. Um, so yeah, those are the two things I'll say.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely see that. Even for me, like coming from the US and having to join a new team as a new girl, like
Yeah,
doesn't even speak the language, like,
really difficult.
hmm of
Yeah,
course, but it's in your journey and both of our journeys, it's gonna help you to be able to kind of adapt like
that's
off the court, really.
very true for sure. I think it's I think just that part of the experience alone is something you can apply to real life. Like it's gonna help you manage people better. It's gonna help you, realize the bigger picture of the world better. Like a lot of us from the US, we haven't gone outside, so we think the US is just the only thing, but it's not, obviously. And it's like
Mhm.
it's a cultural shock. Like you get to see other people way of living and way of dealing with each other. And then you
Mhm.
get to take some of those things and apply it to your own life.
Yeah, it's good, and it's also good to be able to adapt like that because a lot of people, they're really good at basketball, but the thing is they don't want to go overseas. They
Right.
don't want to be away from home and have to adapt to those different situations.
Sure, you're right. Definitely.
For
Definitely right.
sure. Yep. So, final question. What is some advice you would give someone who aspires to be in the position that you're in today?
One, always keep God first. Always dive into your faith because that's something that's gotten me through everything. My relationship with the Lord has always helped me find a way. That's number one. I would say keep a strong support system. My family has
Mhm.
always been supportive. My mom and dad have always sacrificed certain things. All of that stuff means a lot. So definitely find your support group, whether it's family or whether it's not. I would also say, obviously, from a basketball standpoint, you want to be as invested as you possibly can be. You want to be a gym junkie. You also want to be a film junkie. Learn as much as you can every single day. I found that I was applying basketball to real life the whole time. So like every day I was learning something, even when I wasn't on the court. And I think that's really big, really, really huge. And then last, I would say just stay confident and remember the fact that you love this game. So even if you want to take it somewhere, it all has to center around the fact that this is a love, this is a joy. So don't make it a job before it's a job.
Yeah, I'll definitely take that. Even the aspects of like not only being a gym rat, but being like a junkie for film too. Because a lot of people, they want to put in all the physical work, but
Mhm.
like learning the game and that's stuff that you have to, elevate at each level you go to.
Absolutely. Those are the things that separate you. The higher level you go, those are the things that make you a great player or an average player.
Hmm. For sure. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take that advice. Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I wish you the best of luck in this season and beyond. And
Thank you.
I enjoyed watching you play.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me.
Of course, of course. All right.